Good morning, you two, and welcome to our second week of investigating the life of Noah. Now, I know that lots of you send in some wondering questions all about Noah, and we're going to explore one of those today because lots of people ask the same question. But before we investigate that and I give you some information, I'd like to ask you two questions for reflection today. And before you start your investigation in your workbook, I'd like you to have a think about and write down some of your ideas. Um, One of the unwondering questions is a passage that I thought was interesting from the story of Noah in the Bible, and that was that Noah was in the grace of God, and I was wondering what that meant to you. Grace is one of our school values, and I was just thinking to myself, I wonder what it means to be in the grace of God. So you can have a look on the PowerPoint and have a look at these questions that I'm asking, and I'd just like to have some of your thoughts. The second question is, one of the Bible verses talked about the fact that Noah walked with God, and I don't think it actually means that him and God were walking physically together. But what would it mean for Noah to have walked with God, and how can we walk with God today? So those are some of your deep thinking questions today for Christian Ed before you get started on your investigation. So thank you to those people who sent me some wondering questions last week, and most of them actually related to the ark, how big it was, and how Noah not got the animals on the ark, but managed to look after them and care for them while they were there. For 40 days is a long time, and there would have been a lot of creatures. So in Genesis in chapter 6, it does actually give us the dimensions that Noah was given by God, and it says that he had to build the ark 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Now, cubits isn't a unit of measurement that we use now in modern times, but in the ancient world, a cubit was around about 45 centimetres, and they used to say that it was the distance from a wrist to the elbow of a grown man. So that's how they would measure, and that was a cubit. So God gave those measurements to Noah, but in our meters today, that would mean that the ark was 144 meters long. Um, it was 23 meters wide and 15 meters, which is 3 stories high. Now that's a very, very big boat. So have a think. It's got 3 stories. There are a lot of animals. They would need a lot of food. One of the questions that I got was, what do they do with the poo? Good question. I don't know. But someone who has put a lot of thought into this is a man in Arkansas, in America, and in your Christian Ed Padlet today, there is a clip about this man who has built a life-size replica of the ark and how he thinks it would have been organised. Your job today is to create a ark of your own. I don't mind how you do that. You can draw that in your book with little flip-up signs to show me how the animals were cared for and how they were looked after. You might like to do a side view map. You can make it out of Lego. I don't mind how you create your ark, but what I'm looking for is you showing me your deep thinking about how Noah would have had to have put a lot of thought into how he was going to care for the animals, how they would have been organised, which animals would have needed to be next to each other, and probably, lions and zebra probably couldn't go together. So have to think about that. And also, there's the poo question. I don't know. So have a think about that. I'm really looking forward to seeing your creative work today, your pictures or your creations, collages, flip up little images of your ark today, and also looking forward to reading your deep thinking ponderings about the questions about how Noah walked with God and what does it mean to be in the grace of God. Looking forward to seeing you, what you guys come up with today. Looking forward to having a look at your portfolios. Have fun. Bye.